What if I told you one of America's oldest mysteries was just solved after 65 years? Picture the heart-wrenching scene. On a frigid February day in 1957, the fragile body of a young boy is discovered, cruelly abandoned in a simple cardboard box, his identity a mystery that would haunt the nation for decades. No one knows his name, no one reports him missing, it's as if he never existed. For more than 6 decades, the enigma of this nameless child cast a shadow over America, with generations of investigators and citizens refusing to let his story fade into obscurity. However, in December 2022, he was identified as Joseph Augustus Zarelli. If you're intrigued by unsolved mysteries and breakthroughs, hit the like button and subscribe for more compelling stories. Now let's continue. Who was the boy in the box? What happened to him? And why hasn't anyone come forward to claim him? Today, we're uncovering the heartbreaking story of a case that has haunted investigators for decades. This is a story you'll never forget. It was February 25th, 1957, when the boy's body was discovered. A young man, out checking his muskrat traps in the Fox Chase neighborhood of Philadelphia, ventured into a patch of woods. There, partially concealed by the underbrush, he spotted a large cardboard box. Inside was something he could never have imagined: a small, frail body of a child. The man was reluctant to call the police, fearful that his trapping activities might bring him trouble. But 2 days later, a college student walking in the area also stumbled upon the box. This time, the authorities were notified. What investigators found shocked even the most seasoned detectives. The boy was small and emaciated, appearing to be between 3 and 7 years old. He was naked, wrapped in a cheap flannel blanket, his body clearly malnourished and abused. His arms had been carefully placed across his stomach, almost as if someone had laid him to rest with intention. The cardboard box that held him had once contained a bassinet sold by J.C. Penney, but its origin provided no solid leads. An autopsy revealed grim details. The boy weighed only 30 pounds and stood about 40 inches tall. He bore clear signs of prolonged abuse. His body was covered in bruises, some old and others fresh. His hair had been roughly chopped, and his nails were carefully trimmed. But the most chilling detail was the cause of death: a massive blow to the head, likely inflicted days before his body was found. The meticulous cleaning of his body suggested one thing: someone didn't want this boy to be identified, but why? Enjoying the story? Like and subscribe for more unsolved mysteries. For decades, the boy's identity remained a mystery, haunting investigators and the community alike. In December 2022, a breakthrough occurred. The boy was identified as Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born on January 13, 1953. This revelation was made possible through advanced DNA analysis and forensic genealogy, finally restoring his name after 65 years. The investigation that followed was one of the largest in Philadelphia's history. Police distributed over 400,000 flyers depicting the boy's likeness. These were placed in grocery stores, police stations, utility bills. Anywhere and everywhere people might see them. The case made headlines across the nation. He was dubbed America's unknown child, a haunting reminder of a life snuffed out too soon. Despite the extensive publicity, no one came forward. No missing persons report matched the boy's description. To this day, no one has claimed him. Detectives scoured every clue. The cardboard box was traced to a J.C. Penney store in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. The bassinet it originally held had been sold between December 1956 and February 1957. But without receipts or records of individual sales, the lead went cold. Next, investigators turned their attention to the flannel blanket. Manufactured in either North Carolina or Quebec, it was widely distributed and nearly impossible to trace. Still, detectives remained hopeful that someone somewhere would recognize the boy or his belongings. But no leads materialized. Decades after the boy was found, a woman named Martha came forward with a shocking confession. A story so disturbing, It could rewrite everything we thought we knew about this case. She claimed to know the boy's real name, where he came from, and the horrifying details of his final moments. According to Martha, the truth wasn't just tragic, it was monstrous. But here's the twist. Could her story be trusted? Or was it just another cruel distraction in a case already full of dead ends? What happens next will leave you questioning everything. Close your eyes and envision young Joseph, his innocent eyes pleading for kindness, his tiny body bearing the cruel imprints of neglect and abuse, his silent cries echoing through the years. Was he someone's unwanted child, hidden away and discarded when it became too much to bear? Or was there a darker secret, buried with him in the woods of Fox Chase? As time passed, theories began to swirl. One of the earliest involved a foster home located about 1.5 miles from where the boy's body was found. This home housed unwed mothers and their children, and some investigators believed there could be a connection. The foster family owned bassinets similar to the ones sold in the J.C. Penney box. The boy's physical characteristics and signs of abuse matched stories of mistreatment at the home. But again, no concrete evidence tied them to the boy, and the theory was eventually abandoned. Then, in 2002, a woman known as Martha came forward with a disturbing account. She claimed her abusive mother had purchased the boy from his biological parents in 1954. According to Martha, the boy, whom she called Jonathan, was subjected to years of physical and sexual abuse. One day, after vomiting his dinner of baked beans, he was violently thrown against a wall, killing him. In an eerie twist, remnants of baked beans were indeed found in the boy's stomach during the autopsy. Martha's story seemed to explain many aspects of the case, but her claims couldn't be corroborated. Investigators found inconsistencies in her account and questioned her credibility. With no supporting evidence, her story was dismissed, leaving the case cold once more. Decades passed. Investigators retired. Leads ran dry. But science gave the boy in the box one last chance to tell his story, a chance to finally reclaim his name. In 2019, the boy in the box was exhumed for a second time. This time, investigators hoped modern DNA technology might finally crack the case. Using advanced genealogical techniques, they began building a family tree from the boy's DNA. This method has solved numerous cold cases in recent years, and while investigators remain tight-lipped about progress, there's cautious optimism that we may soon learn his identity. Theories about the boy's fate remain as numerous as they are heartbreaking. Some believe he was the child of a desperate family, abandoned and abused during an era when poverty and shame often led to unthinkable choices. Others speculate he was a victim of human trafficking, his identity deliberately erased. Still others suggest he may have been disabled or terminally ill, his death a result of neglect or frustration. Whatever the truth, the boy's story is a reminder of the thousands of children who have no voice, children who are lost, abandoned or forgotten. Joseph Augustus Zarelli now rests in Ivy Hill Cemetery in Philadelphia. His gravestone, once reading America's Unknown Child, has been updated to bear his true name, bringing a measure of closure to his tragic story. It's a simple yet powerful reminder of a life cut tragically short. Though he may be gone, his story lives on in the hearts of those who refuse to let him be forgotten. While uncovering Joseph's identity marks a significant milestone, the investigation into the circumstances of his death continues. The Philadelphia Police Department has reiterated that this remains an active homicide investigation. They urge anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward, as public assistance is crucial in pursuing justice for Joseph. If you have any information, no matter how small, please come forward. For now, we honor this child by keeping his memory alive, hoping that one day the mystery of the boy in the box will be solved. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into one of America's most heartbreaking mysteries, the boy in the box. His story has captivated generations not just because of the mystery, but because of the profound tragedy of a young life lost too soon. Your voice can make a difference. By sharing Joseph's story, you honor his memory and join a collective quest for justice. Spread this video to your friends, family, and all who believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. Because the more people who hear his story, the closer we come to finding justice for this little boy. If you want to explore more true crime stories that expose chilling mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to 0 Hour Files. Your support helps us continue bringing these stories to light. And now we want to hear from you. What do you think led to Joseph Augustus Zarelli's tragic end? Could the theories we've discussed hold the truth, or is there more to uncover? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one, and your insight might spark the next breakthrough. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and remember, every voice matters in the pursuit of truth.